I'm constantly having to tell myself, it's okay if you don't get back to them right away. It's okay if
Yes.
they're not able to connect to you. You're not either losing a client, or you're not being inconsiderate. You're just being very mindful of number one first,
Hmm.
and that's just been a lesson that I've had to really work on, my entire life.
That feeling of someone just messaged me. I need to. Okay, I need to.
Oh,
Like you don't have to. There and like, what is that saying about what I think about people's obligations to respond to me are? If I'm thinking that they're probably just
yeah,
fine.
I
If I
know.
finish cooking my meal and I eat it and then I text them back. Like that
Yeah.
always on instantaneous availability thing, that has been a good one for me to just be
Hmm.
like, that is not necessary. Just
Yeah.
exist
Right.
and don't let your flow get assaulted.
Right.
But
Because in a way, I have to train myself in order to train my clients.
yeah.
Also, training my clients to do similarly that with their own animals.
Hmm.
As now I've got an extensive history of understanding how that inevitably leads to burnout
Mm.
and resentment. I think because you're not taking care of number one.
Yeah. I just wrote down flow requires discipline. I would have never put those things together before just now, but to be able to maintain the flow that I need to feel good, it does require some discipline in, holding boundaries or even knowing what boundaries would feel good or those types of
Yeah.
things.
And
Mm.
I think in general, many of us go, well, we want X. So we focus on these goals, right? These goals are help us measure where we're going and how we're doing. Um, but at the same time, I think it's equally important to focus on what experience or what life do you want to focus on as your goal.
Yeah.
So if you focus on how you're feeling, if you want to feel good, then you're going to do these other things to make you feel good. And if you feel good, doesn't everything just flow into your life anyway? Right.
Hmm.
So that way it just feels like we're just moving with moving with the tide rather than against it.
Yeah.
And I think that's been another thing since the pandemic that I've gotten better at, is just easing up, that I don't have to paddle as hard, that I can just float for a little while and guide the boat, right?
Hmm.
And then when I need to, I'll do it, but I won't have to use as much effort.
Yeah.
And I'm still getting to my destination,
Hmm.
but I'm just not as tired.